Bucks go for the Class 5A state football title. Belvidere will be taking on Bolingbrook down at Illinois State in a battle of unbeaten teams. The Bucks have had an outstanding season and believe they will come home with the first place trophy.
We don't have any great outstanding stars. We just have a good team concept, and the kids have continued to work real hard, and we've just come together in the last few games.
Our strength is our defense. Our defense is really well, and our offense is really well. Our special teams are as well. We're pretty tough all around. We're not really weak at any spot. We're pretty tough all the way around.
And this is the dream of Belvidere to win the state. They face a team that's loaded.
They've got at least 3 Division I ball players, and the best one is Greg Williams, a quarterback. He runs about a 4.40, which is great speed. Their tailback, Corey Day, is also he's supposedly faster than Williams is, and he's just got tremendous speed, but he's also not afraid to turn the ball up the field on sweeps and stuff. The kicker set a state record this year for extra points. He's been their kicker for 4 years. He's got a 51-yard field goal. So he's a tremendous threat. If they play at the top of their game, it will be real tough to beat them. But again, we plan on our team concept as being the way that we have to go about winning the ball game.
And the Illinois high school football playoffs get underway this morning with Sterling Newman facing Hardin Calhoun. In Class 3A, Pontiac rolls over Waterloo 48-18, and tonight in Class 4A, Marion of Chicago Heights defeated Geneseo 13-6. Well, normally
Lango, this buddy.
Illinois. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Darrell Joyner, and welcome to Day 2 of the IHSA Championship weekend here on Sports Channel. 4 teams have already claimed their place in Illinois prep football history. 2 more will make their dreams come true today, all part of our live doubleheader. We kick it off with the 5A Championship, where it's the battle of the Killer Bees, the undefeateds, Belvidere taking on Bolingbrook. And standing by in normal is our dynamic duo, Mike Liederman and Jack McInerney. Good afternoon, guys.
Thanks very much, DJ, and believe it or not, this is the same stadium we showed you yesterday, only this time you can see the turf. The sun has come out, temperatures a bit warmer, and the ground crews have been working hard and fast all morning long, and there is traction on the stadium turf today. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Liederman, joined once again by Jack McInerney, coach at Oak Park High School. And this, the 5A matchup, Jack, was supposed to be the marquee game for the Illinois State High School Championships. Belvidere and Bolingbrook, 2 undefeateds.
Well, I think it will be. I think most of the crowd feels that way, too. The turf is good. We've got some running games going here. Both Belvidere and Bolingbrook are 2 outstanding running teams, and I think the surface is really going to indicate that today. They have 2 great athletes on Bolingbrook, and they have a couple of great athletes on Belvidere. We should be in for a real ball game.
Well, talk about Belvidere first. They run the wishbone, they run no huddle, and they run with a fullback named Magoo Martinez.
He's a heck of a runner. He's had over 200 carries, about 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's real special. He's the constant for Belvidere. He's the fullback. He's the go-to guy. Occasionally, they go to their other backs that have about 1,000 yards apiece. They're always running the ball, throw it rarely.
Bolingbrook out of the Chicago suburbs, of course, undefeated under head coach Phil Acton. It's their first trip to the finals. Bolingbrook has got a quarterback, and he is outstanding.
Well, he can play anywhere. Greg Williams, Sun Times Player of the Year, All-State, great defensive player, returns kicks, returns punts, over 1,200 yards rushing. Doesn't throw the ball much, but he's a great athlete. And he's complemented by the tailback, Corey Day, who also has over 1,000 yards. A great tandem. We're in for a real road race here today.
Okay. Neither team passes much. Bolingbrook has only completed 8, I believe, all season long, so we're going to see, as you think, a track meet, Jack. You may well be right. Let's go to our men on the sidelines right now. Here's Joe Passion. Joe?
All right, Mike, thanks very much. As you mentioned, the field in great condition. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. But how did these 2 great undefeated teams get here? Well, they beat everyone along the way, but they beat some very good teams. Let's first take a look at how the Bucks got here from Belvidere. And, of course, they had to beat a very good Rockford Borland team twice, including a dramatic win in the semifinal game for the Bucks to get here to Normal. Now, as for the Raiders of Bolingbrook, not only did they have a difficult road, those top 3 teams you see there, all previous multiple state champions. And, of course, a very difficult win at De La Salle to get here for this game. Now, those are the teams, how they got here. Who are the individuals that will start today? Let's find out and take it upstairs to our PA announcer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups for today's Class 5A championship game. First, the starting offensive lineups for the Raiders of Bolingbrook. At left end, number 99, Kenny Augustus. At left tackle, number 75, Andy Prees. At left guard, number 77, Jim Younts. At center, number 55, Adam Maychek. At right guard, number 66, Jim Choi. At right tackle, number 73, Christopher Ross. At right end, number 84, Darrell Linden-Smith. At quarterback, number 9, Greg Williams. At halfback, number 22, Corey Day. At flankerback, number 86, Darian Benton. And at fullback, number 32, Paul C. Thomas. And the head coach of the Raiders from Bolingbrook High School, Phil Acton. And now the starting defensive lineups for the Bucks of Belvidere High School. At left end, number 64, Adam McClinton. At left tackle, number 60, Todd Lay. At right tackle, number 73, Brian Horkheimer. At right end, number 50, Andy Curley. At linebacker, number 58, Kyle Cox. At linebacker, number 51, Ron Barr. At linebacker, number 13, Rob Anderson. At defensive back, number 11, Lou Martinez. At defensive back, number 20, Paul Soltow. At defensive back, number 29, Yule Berg. And at safety, number 21, Eric Nelson. The head coach for the Belvidere Bucks is Vern Pottinger.
Weather conditions for this game, as you can see, sun right now, but still partly cloudy. Temperatures are in the low 30s for the game, with the winds coming out of the south at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. The airport says 10, but down here in the field, those winds are a little bit stronger. Talking to the kickers before the game and asking them how the winds will affect their kicking game, both basically stated, hopefully I won't have to kick against the wind too often. So it is a little bit on the twirly side down here. And we'll talk a little bit more about the weather conditions of the field in tremendously excellent condition compared to yesterday's 1 through 4A games. In the meantime, let's take it back upstairs to Mike and Mac.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. There you see the Buccaneer of Belvidere, and we got the Raiders of Bolingbrook. We got more Pirates than the Gilbert and Sullivan Operetta today. Meanwhile, the field has been beautiful. Let's take a look at what it looked like yesterday. And if you believe you could play on this, you could play on anything. The snow plows got to work. Still, there was a layer of ice underneath, and temperatures in the 20s didn't do anything to soften that up at all. The 1A game was an absolute skating rink. Things got a little bit better in the afternoon, and then Jack, for the 4A game, a little bit dicey as well.
Well, you know, when I came down here, you know, we were talking about I was just going to do the color. They didn't say I was going to have to plow the field too, but you know, hey, that's part of the whole package.
Rafael Avila, number 14, a junior, will kick off for Belvidere. He will kick off to Corey Day and to Greg Williams. But meanwhile, they try the squib kick, and it almost worked. Oh. Ball's loose. Bolingbrook seems to have covered. I believe it's Williams who covered the ball. An excellent piece of strategy by Vern Pottinger to start out squibbing that kick on the slick turf, and it almost worked.
Well, more than that, they wanted to keep it away from Day and Williams.
There you see Greg Williams. He will go to work right now with the backfield of Paul Thomas at fullback, Corey Day at the tailback, Darian Benton out on the flank. You look at Phil Acton in his 16th year, and he wants to get a new ball in immediately, and they will work from the eye. Pitch immediately to Corey Day. And Corey Day gets short yardage, brought down by Eric Nelson, the cornerback, a 5'10" senior. And Phil Acton, I think, still wants a better football in there for them. There's Greg Williams, the quarterback. He will have Paul Thomas. There were 3 Paul Thomases at Bolingbrook. That's why he's Paul C. Corey Day, Darian Benton in the backfield, as we told you. Second down, no gain. Call it still, 2nd and 10. And again, it's Corey Day, and again, he's met by a host of Buccaneers as he tries to go between center and right tackle. Todd Lay leading the charge, along with Ron Barr, the linebacker. Take a look at the offensive line. There's Kenny Augustus, big tight end right there. He's about 230. Freeze, Younce, Mashak, only a sophomore. Choi, Chris Ross, and Darrell Lindsmith at the end position. So it comes up to a 3rd down and 8. Ball on the 24-yard line. Williams.
He's got running room. He could be gone. There's the athlete we talked about.
Saving tackle made by Belvidere. Looked like Rob Anderson. The 136-pound nose tackle made the touchdown saving stop after a 45-yard gain. And you look at what is normally a passing situation for everyone.
Well,
but
you know,
Greg Williams.
He's making you think that that's a pass concept. He had never, I don't think, had any ever intention. It's a bootleg look. He's just a great athlete and bootlegs it out for a big run.
Ball on the 33 now at Belvidere. And getting some yardage down to the 30, a gain of 3 is Corey Day, Adam McClenton. And there to make the stop along with Kyle Cox. 6'2", 185-pound linebacker. There's Corey Day. Those are his numbers. And again, what a double threat. One from the quarterback position. Again, most unusual. We have seen some excellent versatile quarterbacks in our matchups today and yesterday. Gain of 3. Call it 2nd and 7. And Thomas, the fullback, gets his first call. Paul Thomas, short yardage to the 27. Again, it's Kyle Cox. Part of that starting defense for the Belvidere Bucks. McClenton, Leah Horkheimer, Andy Curley also does the punting and kicking. Cox, Barr, and Anderson, the linebackers there. Lou Martinez, again, his twin brother is Miguel or Magoo Martinez, Salto, Berg, and Nelson. 3rd down and 5. Out to the right is Darian Benton. In motion, Augustus. And the whistles blow, the flags fly. The officials today, led by the referee, Sam Daniels of Chicago. And an early mistake for Bolingbrook. Instead of now a 3rd and 5, we've got a 3rd and 10. There's the officials, the Chicago area group. Warren Cooley, John Krenkel, L.T. Bonner, and Jesse Knight.
You know, the situation was reversed and they had the wind with them. I wouldn't be surprised on 4th down to see Durkin go for a long field goal. Danny Durkin, great kicker, the best in Illinois.
Kicked 4 of them in the semifinal. 3rd and 10. Williams tries the right side. But this time he is met by number 20, Paul Solto. As he crosses the 30, gets to the 26-yard line, it'll bring up a 4th and about 2.
You know, you can really tell when a kid's a great athlete when he is in the open field or is near the open field and the stands, the people in the stands start raising up for an exciting play. That's the way he is. I mean, he is such an exciting ball player that everybody starts getting on their feet the moment he gets outside the tackles.
Early moment of truth right here. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Power I formation on 4th and 2 for Bolingbrook from the 26-yard line. They've got to get to about the 24. And Corey Day's got that.
Got a good mark.
A yard to spare, yeah. He had to get actually closer to the 23. Soto and Barr making the stop. But first down, Bolingbrook, as the Raiders continue their march after the opening kickoff.
Little sprint draw look. Good block out front by Thomas, and a nice cutback. Day got his ankle twisted and came up a little bit. Gimpy, you can see right here, good cutback to pick up that first down. That's why he's their leading rusher.
Walk the ball to 23. First and 10. Glenn Smith to the right. And there goes Williams again, and this time he gets short yardage, maybe 1, down to the 22. Met by the right side of the Buck line, along with the 2 linebackers, Barr and Cox. Andy Curley in there, the defensive right end. Ball at no gain. 10th play of the drive coming up. This after the opening kickoff. Belvidere had a free ball for a while, but Bolingbrook covered it, and they have marched down toward the south goal ever since. Again, Corey Day. The hole was there for a second, but closed quickly, led by Ron Barr. And number 58, Kyle Cox in there, and there you look at Curley, and there is Ron Barr, outstanding.
Just a little trap, a counter trap look with no tackle, just a guard pulling, but Belvidere stays home. Against an offense like this, Belvidere doesn't have much choice but to stay home, because with a quarterback that bootlegs as much as Williams does, they can't fast flow or have great pursuit.
3rd down and 9. Williams again. Still in bounds. Gets to the 25-yard line. Still a loss. Excellent pursuit by Belvidere, led by Andy Curley. And there, Lou Martinez, number 11. And throw in some work by Brian Horkheimer as well. And that time, Greg Williams did not get away.
You know, that's what I just had talked about in the play previous. It was a bootleg, but see the outside linebackers in the corners, they don't go when flow goes away, because they know that the complement play to everything that Bolingbrook does is Williams coming back the opposite way. So they stayed home and did a great job.
But even with a 3-yard loss, Williams broke or dodged at least 5 tackles. 4th and 12, they will go for it. Pass here, Jack.
Oh, the old
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
The tired, poor, and hungry weren't having any part of that.
As close as you come to a pass is a draw, so they came close.
And the ball goes over on downs. Ron Barr making the stop. And Belvidere holds on downs after a 12-play march.
You see, the reason he goes beyond it is because most of the down linemen are taught that until he passes that back, you got to think draw. Well, he went past the back and then reaches back in front and gives him the ball.
Jeff Gardner, the quarterback. Gardner, number 12, leads the starting offense along with Miguel Martinez. Again, his nickname is Magoo. Aaron Latino, Shad Pease, all parts of the wishbone. McClinton, Mark Winkles, Joe Wick, Andy Pollock, the center, Shiljan Sell, and Chuck Leonard, the front. Drive took up almost 6 minutes. Gardner fakes the throw, but again, going up for a couple of yards before being stopped by a couple of the Hardy boys, Jared and Gerald, Augustus Mann, Sam Lowe, Johnny Wright, the front 4 for Bolingbrook, Van Tilburg, Spiller, the 2 Hardys, Jared and Gerald. And we'll get to the rest of them in a minute. On 3rd and 3, penalty flags go down. The yardage looks to be first down yardage that Martinez got.
I think we had motion on the right side of the Belvidere line.
And the roar you hear is from the Bolingbrook cheering section right below us.
After the 5-yard
There's Laverne Pottinger as you see him. 3rd down and 8 after the 5-yard penalty. Gardner. Quick shot over the middle. It is complete. In there to Matt McClinton. McClinton making the catch. Stopped by Mike Gray. But a quick slant over the middle.
Just an option fake, which freezes that safety, brings him up and gives him the slant seam right inside. Draws the linebacker up, gives him a better passing lane for that slant route.
Gardner's a little guy, only 5'7", but he came up big on that play. 4:43 to go, 1st down. And again, this is Magoo Martinez. Check it, it is Aaron Latino. And Latino rips off huge yardage into Bolingbrook territory to the 32. Stopped by Greg Williams and Tony Smith. 27-yard gain for Aaron Latino, 5'10", 140-pound junior. Watch him go.
Just a little counter trap. Had over 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns on plays just designed like that. 142 carries, pretty quick right up the middle. Bolingbrook plays a 10-man, 9-man front oftentimes, and they're very close to the line of scrimmage.
Have an injured Bolingbrook player. They're attending right now to, can't see who it is. Well, a little about these schools from Belvidere. You see there in the NIC, the Northern Illinois Conference. Vern Pottinger has been their coach for 17 years, and he's been there even longer. And as for Bolingbrook, Phil Acton, another veteran coach. This is his first trip to the finals, the SICA, the Seco West. And of course, Bolingbrook by the sea with a population of 38,500 folks. The Bucks against the Raiders, and again they're attending to one of the Bolingbrook players, and it may be Tony Smith, number 40 in there. We're not quite sure. Smith, 6'3", corner defensive back. They've got some big DBs on Bolingbrook again, and the receivers on Belvidere are 5'9", 5'10", most of them.
Well, the defensive backs for Bolingbrook are extremely quick. In fact, Greg Williams is one of those people, and Mike Gray is another one, and they run real well. Bolingbrook has great team speed, and of course you put them on a surface like this, and that only compounds that speed. You know, it's kind of interesting thinking about the 2 roads that these teams have taken to get to Bloomington. I don't think anybody would doubt that Bolingbrook has had a real challenge getting down here. They played, during their 13-game schedule, they played about 8 playoff teams to get here.
And this is Tony Smith. You see him there in the middle of your picture. See where the injury occurred. Looks like his own man came up on top of him in the gang tackle of Latino.
He's up on his feet, so it looks like he's looks like a rib. Shoulder.
Tony Smith will also play some what is described Bolingbrook as wide receiver. Looks to be in considerable amount of pain. We say described as wide receiver. We told you that very little passing. First and 10 from the 32-yard line after that big run by Aaron Latino. Corey Hughes in there, number 21, to replace Tony Smith. Straight up the middle we go. And once again, Magoo, Miguel Martinez, getting some more yardage. Stopped by, looked like Gerard Hardy. There are 2 Hardy boys, if you will. They're not Frank and Joe. They're Gerald and Gerard, and they're both double impact players, as they're known at Bolingbrook. Meanwhile, Martinez again getting 3 and 4 yards as a clip. Remember, these teams do not huddle. You can see the signals being passed in by a couple of the players on either side of the coach.
The coach gives the formation, and the players, depending on which one is the key player giving the signal, gives the actual play. Look at the split on that right side.
They break the wishbone now on first down, and they give the ball to Latino, and Aaron Latino. They keep getting 4 and 5 yards at a clip down to the 15-yard line. Let's go down to Joe Passion and check on that injury to Smith.
Anthony Smith's injury is apparently a popped-out shoulder. The Illinois State University trainers are going to bring him into the training room, guys. Check out that shoulder, get his shoulder pads off, and see how serious the injury is. Back to you.
Okay, he's been replaced in there by Darian Benton. at that cornerback position here on 2nd down and 6. Looks like Gardner goes by himself. Gardner will take off a bit. He's rushed for about 500 yards, and there is Tony Smith, obviously in pain. 3rd and 2. And they give it to Magoo, and Magoo gets inside the 10, down to about the 7. And the Magoo cheers coming from the Belvidere side. Dennis Mann, defensive left tackle in there. As you look at Vern Pottinger, again, he'll signal the formation. The players will then signal the play. This is Latino. Touchdown, Belvidere. 2nd man through. Aaron Latino, 7-yard touchdown. Belvidere's on the board. 2:42 to go in the first quarter, and the Bucks are up and screaming.
Nice job of play selection all the way down the field, mixing it up with traps and option and counters. And there was a little belly action. They faked it a fullback, which drew the linebackers down on the fullback, and they gave it to second man through off tackle. But the key to this drive has been the offensive line of Belvidere. They've really been doing a job on the Bolingbrook front 4.
Extra point try by Andy Curley is up and good. So with 2 minutes 42 seconds to go, the Belvidere Bucks have struck first in the 5A title game. They lead it 7-0. The game.
You can see right there, everybody came down on the fullback, and they gave the 2nd man through for the score.
We come back live again. The squib kick, it goes up short, but Greg Williams ends up with it across the 20 to the 25, and the Bucks stop him right there. Matt Krajine, number 28, on the special teams. There's Phil Acton talking to Greg Williams. Boy, Bolingbrook is, you talked about having a cardiac situation in the playoffs. Their first game against Joliet Catholic came down to a just barely wide left field goal at the end, with Bolingbrook leading by 2, and Joliet Catholic had the kick.
And a college goalpost was the difference. They played at Joliet Catholic, where St. Francis plays, and they had the college goalposts up, which are considerably narrower than the high school.
Ball is loose. And looks like Bolingbrook has recovered. Greg Williams coming back after the handoff. Ron Barr on the stop.
We're going to have a lot of yardage rolled up. If the first 2 series were any indication, they're going to have to be changing their shoes, rotating their shoes at halftime, the way they're going up and down the field so far.
A gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from their own 26-yard line. Again, the I formation, and the pitch to Corey Day. And Corey Day is met as he crosses the 26. Todd Lay, Kyle Cox on the stop. Let's go down to Joe Passion. Joe.
Both teams had a chance to work out on turf fields during the week, and both teams went out to the stores to buy some new turf shoes specifically for this game. Both head coaches telling me before the game they were glad that the field is in such condition after looking at the games that were played on Friday. Back upstairs, fellas.
All right, 3rd and 8 now from the 27. Williams behind some blocking, and Belvidere again closing the gaps quickly. Cox and Lay with a little bit of help there from looks like number 20, Paul Solto.
Well, if you keep your eye on the linebackers for Belvidere, they go wherever Williams go. In some way or another, he's going to take you to the football if it's either handing off to Corey Day or with him keeping it in a bootleg. So if you keep your eye on Greg Williams, you're going to know where the football's at.
The punter is Danny Durkin. Averages about 33.5 yards a punt. He'll be kicking into the wind. Good spiral. And down inside the 45-yard line by Marcus Smith of Bolingbrook. And Belvidere, holding the Raiders, will take over. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. That a 30-yard punt. Well, taking a look at the situation in 1A yesterday, You can see this, believe it or not, is the same field you were looking at just seconds ago. This is the opening kickoff to Hardin Calhoun. Ryan Becker taking it 70-some yards for the score, and that opened the floodgates for a 40-point Hardin Calhoun victory over Newman High School of Sterling. And that is the same field, ladies and gentlemen. How amazing can it be? Got to give a lot of credit to the ground crew here, and a little help, more than a little help, to the weather. 2nd and 7 now. Little movement in the lines. Was it encroachment, or was Bolingbrook drawn off? This and other mysteries will be unraveled momentarily by Sam Daniels and his crew. Meanwhile, let's go down to Joe Passion.
Yesterday, of course, you saw the conditions of the field, and throughout Friday, most of the field was like this. You see down here by my feet, it was all slush and much icier. Today, it's like this because the director of operations, Tom Young, and his crew were out here last night putting non-toxic chemicals on the field to break up the ice, and then out here early as 8 this morning, hand plowing as well as plowing with a vehicle with a rubber blade. And that's why the field is in such good condition. Of course, it does help a little bit. The temperatures are about 15 degrees warmer, and the wind is a little bit less brutal than it was yesterday. And the teams that are here today, as we mentioned earlier, very pleased with the condition of the field, not having to deal with the limitations the field put on players yesterday, despite the high scores we had in 3 of the 4 games. Back upstairs, fellas.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Bucks of Belvidere 7, Bolingbrook nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a minute.
Jiggers. A great deal of your memorabilia, irreplaceable objects, wind up being auctioned. What were your thoughts when you realized that these chunks of hardware that you earn, my gosh, are all of a sudden being pitched by an auctioneer? Had to break your neck.
It did. I was just totally hurt by it. I mean, oh, God, I can't believe that. So I, naturally checked it out. I called up my ex-wife, and she said, well, I sold it. That's it. Well, God. And then I, hired people to try to recover some of the stuff, but a little too late to get any of it at all. It really hurt. It really hurt a lot. And all I can say now is that I just want to go out and earn some more.
The Sports Channel Report, every night at 10.
2nd and 7 as we start the second quarter. And Belvidere trying to shake a back loose. I believe that was Latino, but Aaron Van Tilburg and Sam Lowe, as well as Johnny Wright, part of that defensive force, meeting Latino and sending him right back. Again, no huddle here. You'll never see a Pottinger team huddle. And they break the wishbone, sending Pease to the right. And once again, straight up the middle is Aaron Latino. Again, they're getting not spectacular runs, but they're getting consistent yardage, Jack. 4, 5, sometimes 6 yards at a clip. That's good for a first down.
Well, they do a nice job.
No, it's about 4th and 1.
They're going to punt it.
And I'll send Andy Curley, and again, he will be kicking against the wind with the sun in his eyes. And Greg Williams in single safety at about his own 23-yard line. Curley gets the kick away and will go out of bounds inside the 20.
Well, they're definitely trying to keep the ball away on all special teams, away from Williams on kickoff and punts. They don't want anywhere near him.
29-yard kick, obviously no return, and now Bolingbrook, after a sustained drive that ended on downs, well into Belvidere territory, will have it with less than excellent field position here at its own 19. 1st and 10 for Greg Williams and company, and to this point you have to give tremendous credit to the Belvidere defensive unit. They have bottled up Williams especially, and Corey Day. There is Greg Williams.
Usually Bolingbrook's offense is only stalled momentarily.
High formation with the tailback Day, who's got the ball. Almost broke it right there. Corey Day gets to the 25. A long 5. Phil Acton felt that his team was close to breaking the game against De La Salle. They did not score a touchdown, but they felt that they were just about a step short. Paul Solto in on a tackle, and of course the only scoring there were 4 Danny Durkin field goals. That was the difference in a 12-6 semifinal win.
Well, in high school football, to have a kicker of his magnitude is just something special.
He may be involved later. And this is Paul Thomas, fullback for short yardage. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 2. Ron Barr on the stop.
It's interesting what Belvidere seems to be doing defensively. They're really playing more static, so they have more of an opportunity to read. They're not slanting, so they're taking themselves out of the play in a guessing game situation, but they're playing more static so they can play the perimeters and cut off Williams and Day. They're doing a heck of a job thus far.
Good look there, number 13, Rob Anderson. He plays over the nose. He's less than 140 pounds, and that's soaking wet. 3rd and 1. Look out, Corey Day. Oh! Ball is loose. Covered up in there by Marcus Smith. What an excellent tackle made by Yule Berg. Number 29 came in and caught Day from behind, stripped the ball, but Marcus Smith ever on the spot, covering it, and Bolingbrook, which had a disaster staring itself in the face, comes away with a huge gainer of 32 yards on the fumble. And the run, check it, it's about 39 yards, 32 on the run and another 7 on the fumble.
Just a trap, and it's very unusual to have Corey Day caught from behind, but great speed by Yule Berg.
First down here, Williams on the pitch. Day in the backfield. Snowed under by Ron Barr, and those guys, those linebackers, we've been calling their number all afternoon, and what a play he made right there.
He really did, but please, Mike, don't use the term snow under, please. Great job of pursuit here. That's great speed by Yule Berg, number 29, 5'9", 140-pound junior, to catch Corey Day from behind.
Loss of 5 on that last play takes the ball back to the 38. It'll be a 2nd and 15 for Bolingbrook. They send Marcus Smith out wide right. Thomas and Davey, high backs. And again, Williams for a short gainer. Rob Anderson along with Kyle Cox.
That's a very unusual play, Mike, to see a counter tray or counter trap run specifically for the quarterback. Watch this. Normally this is run with the tailback, but now Bolingbrook runs it. They have such a great running quarterback. They run that play with the quarterback keeping the ball on that play. Very unusual, but obviously very effective.
Big 3rd down. You see the conversions have been good for both teams so far. Marcus Smith split to the left. And as Williams faded back to, believe it or not, pass,
we think.
The whistle blew. Yeah.
Most cases, the closest they have usually come to pass is screens where they try to get the ball to Day or whatever. They're a big play team, so they're not out of it here. This certainly does hurt.
Marching them backwards now. It'll be a 5-yard penalty on the legal procedure. 3rd and 18. Now, if they run this one, you have to wonder if Williams' arm is intact.
Well, he does have the wind with him. It's a good shot there of Phil Acton.
Well, they're bringing in Clark Simpson, who's the new quarterback. He's completed almost as many passes, and then Williams goes out, splits left as a wide receiver. Goes out to the flanker back, Darian Benton, and this will be well short of what they need for the 1st down. But again, it'll bring up a 4th, and knowing Bolingbrook, they will try it as they are just outside the 30-yard line of Belvidere.
He threw the ball pretty well here. Obviously, there's a reason why they have him in a quarterback situations like this. But when you have great receivers like this, they can bust it at any time. It doesn't make a difference. It's a short route. They can go long with it.
Simpson remains in on 4th and 9. Split backfield here. Simpson throws it. Intended for Greg Williams, and once again, a Bolingbrook drive stalls out on downs. And Belvidere's defense holds and will take over. I must say, Jack, and I don't mean to belabor the point, except it is so unusual to see such versatility among the quarterbacks. Not only Greg Williams, as we take a look at the 4th down play here.
Well, you know, they talked about Phil Acton has talked all season what a great athlete Williams is, and he'll be recruited by many colleges, but for many different positions. He can play quarterback, cornerback, wide receiver, defensive back. He's a very versatile athlete.
That's Shad Pease getting a carry for Belvidere on 1st and 10. Gains 2 up to the 34. We were talking about Tony Furtage also of Waterloo and Reggie Kennedy of Pontiac. 2 outstanding quarterbacks who play both ways and also will switch, become receivers. Good long gainer in there for the quarterback himself, Jeff Gardner. Gardner not afraid to get in there at 5'7". Johnny Wright making the stop, and here the option off the wishbone.
You could see right there, Mike Adams, number 23, was responsible for the quarterback, but he worked up too far upfield, and Gardner went right underneath him.
Pease on the wing. Gardner gives it off. First man through. A little gain, if any, in the backfield. As Martinez stopped by Van Tilburg and Sam Lowe. There's a good look at Lowe, 5'10", 205-pound senior.
He's a good football player. The Bolingbrook defense is very unheralded all year long, but you can't get this far down to Bloomington without having an outstanding defense.
Martinez comes out. Jason Logan comes in. And Magoo looks a little bit shaken up there. Logan in there, a junior. He's there with Latino. And he gets the ball again, short yardage. And the Bolingbrook defense is gang tackling all over the place. Here's a look at Magoo Martinez right there.
Well, the defensive coordinator for Bolingbrook, Bob Cora, has really done a great job all year long, as well as line coach Joe Murnick. They are 2 outstanding assistant coaches for Phil Acton, as well as Jeff Imperial, his other assistant. And they've gotten these kids ready, and they're doing a great job out there.
On the wing, Latino, but meanwhile the ball is quickly sent out.
It's going to be short, Mike, of the first down.
Chuck Leonard. And it will be well short of the first, just across midfield, and so we'll have a punting situation here. Meanwhile, another injury to another cornerback for Bolingbrook. That's Mike Gray. Meanwhile, Chuck Leonard, you see there, walking a little slowly, coming off the field after taking that pass. That'll be 2 starting cornerbacks out if in fact Gray has to come out, and he would be quite a loss. 7th in the decathlon in the Junior Olympics. This is quite an athlete.
It's just a fake one way. They come back with a little dump pass to the tight end right here, and you can see right here where he comes up, and
right shoulder,
right shoulder there. But you know, the loss of 2 cornerbacks against a non-passing team, you might say, well, that's no big deal. But the problem is, it's not a no-passing team as much as the wishbone means that you have to have 2 cornerbacks that are great athletes to be responsible for the option. So it's real important, the loss of 2 corners.
Well, as they attend to Mike Gray, 4:58 left to go in the half. Bolingbrook trailing 7-0. Let's take a break. We'll be right back here at Bloomington Normal. Going to be taken off in that rolling cart, and we thought originally it was the shoulder. Apparently it's a knee, and you see his right leg there is immobilized, and the way they're handling it, it is not a good sign. Phil Acton with him.
You know, it's tough here with both these cornerbacks to be lost against the wishbone team. Of course, Belvidere now is going to be punting.
All right, Andy Curley will punt. Day and Williams, the deep backs. Curley's punt going over to Williams, and it takes a Bolingbrook bounce. Past the 35-yard line.
I have no idea why.
An excellent field position for the Raiders after that very, very short punt. Only 13 yards net by Andy Curley. And there is, let's see, is he the Buck or the Raider? That must be the Buck. Ah, yes.
Tell you what, my barber would love to get a hold of him.
The Pirates are here in one form or another. You see those skull and crossbones on the helmets. From the 34-yard line. Make it the 37-yard line. And let's go to Joe Passion and see about the injury there. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, the injury update to Mike Gray is his left knee, and they are taking that into the locker room, are going to take a closer look at it. They're hoping it's not the medial collateral at this point, but that's what it appears to be at this point. We'll get an update on that. Also, as Bolingbrook has the football now, Danny Durkin, the state record holder for point after, can also kick large field goals. And his kicking coach, Gordon Acton, the son of Coach Phil Acton, told me on the sidelines a moment ago that they would be willing, with the wind to his back, to let Durkin attempt a 50-yard field goal if they get in the position to do so. Back upstairs, guys.
All right, facing a 3rd and 4 now, as Bolingbrook had Corey Day go. From the 42-yard line. Day on the pitch. And see where they spot it. He had to get to the 46, and it'll be very, very close. Yul Berg knocking him out of bounds. But again, the question is, as Corey Day may have taken a few ginger steps right there. I'll have to bring the chains in. I assume they're going to measure. Bring the chains in from the other side of the field, and let's see.
They're not going to do it, but
no, it's going to be short. 4th and less than 1.
Bill's going for it. Got a great confidence in his offense, which is very understandable.
Power eye set in the backfield now. Corey Day, the tailback. Williams, the quarterback, and Day. Ooh, this is going to be very, very close.
Depends on which mark he gets. I think he has it, Mike, by about a half a football.
Anderson and Jim Creighton making the stop, and the officials spot the ball. No indication yet. There it is. 1st down. Okay.
See, it's just a power play wedge right up front. Everybody blocking down to the point of attack, and Corey Day just barely makes that 1st down.
And under that pile was the 136-pound nose guard helping block things up, Rob Anderson.
Well, he's 126 pounds now.
Oh, gee. 1st and 10 from their own 46. Bolingbrook trailing 7-0 here. The 5A championship. Augustus in motion, and the pitch again to Corey Day. And once again, Ron Barr wrapping him up for little, if any, gain.
You know, sometimes Corey Day is actually too quick on some plays. He actually gets out in front of his blockers and doesn't give it an opportunity for him to set up or to find a seam. He just has great quickness, and sometimes that can be a disadvantage to you on certain plays.
2nd and 9. Good look there at Ron Barr. Again, the tight end, Kenny Augustus, in motion.
Bootleg.
And here comes Williams. And there goes Williams.
Belvidere's doing a great job on that. Great job.
Lou Martinez leading the charge. Stopping Greg Williams again for no gain. Maybe a loss of 1.
They've run 2 consecutive tosses, and right there you can see flow goes, but the backside corner and backside linebackers stay home. The inside linebackers flow with the fake toss, but backside does not move.
Simpson in a quarterback. Greg Williams splits out left on the long side of the field on 3rd and 10. Down goes Simpson for a sack. Andy Curley trips him up inside his own 45. Belvidere's defense has just been impenetrable.
You can see right here, the linebacker stunt. They pick him up nicely, but the backside linebacker coming hard to contain Greg Williams. They've really done a great job with it so far.
Take a look at Benton here.
Just coming right underneath. He's going into the spot. He's the hot receiver, vacated by the firing linebackers, but Williams has so much pressure he can't get the ball to him.
Well, Greg Williams has been well contained since that opening 45-yard run. He's only gained 7 additional yards.
Well, the key to his play is his quickness and his great speed. And defensively, what they have done is outstanding. They really stay home backside away from the initial call, and they wait for him to come back on the bootleg. And so far, it's been a great defensive game plan.
As you can see, Phil Acton has taken the timeout on 4th and 13. He will send Durkin into punt again with the wind. Latino and McClinton. That's Matt McClinton, number 10. He will be on the top of the picture. Latino on the bottom. No rush. They set up a return. Latino on his 28.
Ooh, big hit.
Latino, a big hit, but he makes about 7 yards on the return.
Brett Spiller there.
28-yard punt. Brett Spiller, they call him pokey, and I guess it's because he gives you a good poke, like right here. Boom.
That's a big hit right there. He's had 81 solo tackles and 35 assists this season. One of the leading tackler, Brett Spiller, 6 foot, 175-pound junior. Phil will be happy to have him back next year.
Gardner has the Belvidere offense. He'll take it himself. And Jeff Gardner ridden down by number 20, Marcus Smith. But a gain of 19 yards for the quarterback.
Right here, the fake, and they get drawn into the fullback, and he gets that lead blocker who cuts off the inside linebacker, and Gardner's got a nice running lane.
Here they go again, a quick pitch. Intended for Latino. Broken up again by Marcus Smith.
Just a quick option pass, fakes the option, looks for the receivers in the seams, vacated by the people responsible for the option, but he throws it a little short.
7-0 Belvidere. The lone touchdown, a 7-yard run by Aaron Latino in the first quarter. We have 1:16 to go in the first half here. Belvidere at the Bolingbrook 45-yard line. Aaron Pease sits right on the wing. Latino and Thomas the backs. And Martinez the backs. Check it. And Martinez back in after being shaken up earlier, gets short yardage. Brett Spiller again in. And we're going to get a timeout here for Belvidere with 1:10 to go. And the Bucks facing a 3rd and 8. Now this is a team that will throw the ball. They've got 45 yards to go or so. And we will see what happens in just a moment. Meanwhile, yesterday, the 2A game, Coal City and Carlinville. Here's the situation. 4:01 left in the second quarter. Coal City's Craig Van Dyne, 16-yard run, final touchdown of the game, scoreless in the second half. Coal City over Carlinville, 20-6.
It's interesting how we show the highlights of the various games that we played yesterday and how the field gets progressively better until we get to today's field, which looks like my backyard.
All right.
Yeah, right.
3rd and 8, and the sun is out. Gardner on the keep. Gets to the 41. It'll bring up a 4th down and 5. Gerard Hardy on the stop. There's Gardner getting the signals out from the bench. Again, of course, this team does not huddle. 4th down. They're going to take a timeout here. The play clock running down. There is a 25-second play clock here for the championship finals. There is Coach Vern Pottinger.
Well, Belvidere is doing what they need to do. They're keeping the ball. They're controlling the ball on long drives and keeping away from that very, very potent Bolingbrook offense. Playing good defense and controlling the clock. That's the key to, I think it's the key to beating Bolingbrook. Nobody has done it this year, but I would suggest to you that from a coaching standpoint with a great offense like Bolingbrook, that's what you'd have to do. Play great defense against them and control the clock. 2 of the last 3 playoff games have been shutouts for Belvidere against Rock Island and Rockford Boylan. Of course, that was a game, the second time they played Boylan this year. The first time they won by a point. And look at this. There's the Belvidere Buck. And there is the Bolingbrook Raider. And there, what's next? I think we have the Sports Channel Ninja Turtle. We'll see him in a minute. Meanwhile, 4th and 6 from the 41. Gardner to throw. Looking for McClinton. Matt McClinton had it. Couldn't hold on. Darian Benton on the defense.
Ball was there, but again, and we don't mean to belabor this, he's throwing from the top of the crown down about 4 feet downhill.
And into the wind.
And into the wind, and the ball flew up on him like a wounded duck. Still Benton on the play to make the play as McClinton had a chance.
Again, not a real good option pass, and you can see he lays the ball right up in the air, and I think my Labrador would have had a better chance of getting that than the receivers did.
Your Labrador, your lawn. We're going to find out more about you, Jack. Bolingbrook now taking over on downs. Greg Williams staying in bounds, getting up close to midfield with 35 seconds to go. And the clock stops. He gains about 7. And once again, the linebacker Barr in there for the stop. Bolingbrook takes its last timeout. No, it's got, I'm sorry. It still has at least one more.
Phil Acton would love, seriously, to get the ball down around the 30-yard line because he would send in Danny Durkin to kick it.
Meanwhile, I don't know, Jack, as successful as Bolingbrook's offense has been, and you always dance with what brung you, that's true. He's got a lot of field to cover, and to know that it's going to be on the run. I would say as a defensive coordinator for Belvidere, I'm holding an inside straight already. I don't have to pull any cards. I know what's coming.
Well, as long as Greg Williams is at quarterback, you know they're probably not going to throw too much. But, you still have to respect the formations that they're given to him, and then right again, that stretches the whole defense out. And as long as, that last series, they put another quarterback in, they put Greg Williams out at wide receiver. But as long as they're doing this, chances of pass are slim.
Marcus Smith came out and then comes back in as receiver. Williams, quarterback. And they give it to Day, and Day close to the 50, and again we'll get a timeout. Benton comes in and Marcus Smith comes out. Second timeout. Look there at Andy Curley.
Belvidere's doing a heck of a job defensively.
There's the clock set. 28 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 3.
Bolingbrook is kind of a team that has had such a tough road to get here. I mean, they've gone through some very, very tough playoff teams, and we'll get to that later.
Let's talk to Joe Passion on the sidelines. He's got someone with him. Is that Tony Smith, Joe?
Tony Smith out of the game now for the rest of the game. Had a dislocated shoulder, actually a posterior subluxation. And what that does to the right shoulder, it dislocates it, pops it out, but it's been popped in. How do you feel right now and having to be on the sideline?
I feel pretty bad right now, It hurts. It just hurts watching the game.
It hurts. Maybe more so than hurting the shoulder, huh?
Yeah, it hurts. Last game out watching the game instead of playing in it, it hurts.
All right, stay warm, Tony. Stay warm. Tony Smith out for the rest of the game. Mike Gray still inside. His right knee being checked on. Back upstairs.
On the quarterback draw. And Greg Williams gets the first down here. Again, that's his longest game. They'll take their final timeout with 21 seconds to go, and it takes the ball to the 41-yard line.
This is their form of passing, a quarterback draw, and with a threat like Greg Williams, it's just like a throw downfield. Now Phil has just substituted again Clark Simpson at quarterback, which means that Greg would be at wide out or possibly tailback, where he's played before when Corey Day was hurt, but probably at wide out. And I have to assume that they're going to try and move the ball at least 10 to 15 yards further downfield to give Danny Durkin a chance to kick a field goal. Danny Durkin being one of the most prolific field goal and extra point kickers in Illinois state history.
Durkin 9 for 12 on his field goals this year. Of course, they are still out of range. Simpson from the spread. And they wave Greg Williams off the field. There's all kinds of confusion here. Greg Williams is split left, and Phil Acton told him to come on, and now he take a timeout, and penalty flags fly too late. Here's a look at Danny Durkin.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a trick play or not, because Greg Williams came to the sideline as if there were too many men on the field, and he jumped back on, and Phil, believe me, is like a card magician. He's always got some kind of trick plays up his sleeve, and that could have been one, but now they're back in the same formation.
They all go near the sideline and then break out on the snap. Long pass by Simpson intended for Williams. That was a major league throw right there, wind or not. Paul Solto on the coverage. Simpson let that one go about 45 yards.
And, you know, Simpson is only a sophomore.
They had double coverage on Greg Williams here, too. Zoom.
Gets the ball up in the air. You can see the other receiver right there, Corey Day. They're not used to running those kind of routes. They're both receivers within 3 yards of each other.
16 seconds to go on the clock. Second down, 15 from the 47. Again, the spread. Simpson's got in the flat, and he throws complete to Williams. Just outside the 35. 11 seconds to go. They do not have any more timeouts, so they will either have to go sideline and then give Durkin a shot, or try to throw it for the end zone because they are still out of Durkin's range. Looking for Williams again. Flags go down.
And we got a holding call.
Catches it at the 30. However, the flag went down in the area that looks to be holding. And that's the signal.
They got where they wanted to go on that for a field goal, but that holding call hurt them, obviously. Just doing an out route right there. See, the receivers are too close together, and it draws the other defenders, obviously, right on top of them. Actually, could have got the offensive pass interference there by Corey Day, kind of screening out the defender.
Well, the call is damage enough. Takes the ball back to the 49 of Belvidere. 5 seconds left on the clock. Marcus Smith splits right, Williams to the left. Day is on a wing. Simpson looking for Williams, and it's intercepted as the clock runs out. Belvidere intercepts. Solto, number 20. Again, several receivers in the area, even more white shirts. And that ends the drive and ends the half. So, after 24 minutes of play, the Class 5A championship, Bolingbrook, thought to be the favorite here, trails Belvidere 7-0. Here's that last play again, Jack.
Just a shotgun. They just want to get the ball down the field, give Durkin an opportunity here, but with only a few seconds left, they go with the down and out to their great speedster, Corey Day or Greg Williams, and as you can see, they're both basically in the same area again, and interception to kill the clock, and the first half is over.
And a very successful first half for Belvidere, holding the high-scoring Bolingbrook machine without a point and scoring a touchdown of its own. There you see the Bucks going to their locker room, and the bands will take the place on the field for the halftime activities. And Coach Pottinger is coming over to talk to Joe Passion. Let's go down to Joe.
Byrne, you look at a first half where the defense plays very well, the offense got you enough. What type of adjustments do you see come up in the second half?
Well, we may have to make a couple of blocking adjustments because they started to come at us real hard on the inside, so we've got to do something a little different on offense there.
What's been your key? You've held Williams and Day essentially at bay.
Well, we haven't stopped them. We've just slowed them down, and that's what we wanted to do. If we can keep doing that, we'd be in pretty good position.
Martinez came out briefly shaking up. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
All right, Coach, go get him. Thank you very much, Vern Pottinger. And his team from Belvidere right now with the halftime lead of 7-0 over Bolingbrook. Back upstairs to Mike and Matt.
All right, good job, Joe. Thanks very much. There's the situation. Belvidere 7-0 over Bolingbrook. The 5A championship. We'll be back with halftime activities in just a minute.
The Buccaneers leading over the Raiders in this battle against Pirates from up near the Chicagoland and Rockford areas. 7-0 right now. Belvidere leading over Bolingbrook. The first half could be best summarized as ball control in the first quarter, but for the Belvidere Buccaneers, they were the one that were able to score on their second series of downs. A big run for Aaron Latino as they held the ball all the way up and down the field, scoring and getting the point after on the kick to lead 7-0, the only scoring of this first half of play. Downside for Bolingbrook, their two starting cornerbacks, Gray and Smith, both knocked out with injuries. Smith definitely out for the rest of the game due to a dislocated right shoulder, and Gray with a damaged left knee. His status still questionable for the second half. Corey Day and Williams, the two outstanding running backs for Bolingbrook, have been held at bay by the aggressive defense played by the Buccaneers, and that of course should make for a very interesting second half to see how the adjustments are made from both teams. Before we come back to check out that second half, we're going to take you back up north and to our Sports Channel studios. DJ has some highlights of the Class 1A through 4A football championships from yesterday.
Feel like, you know, they're ready to explode at any time because they've been a step away in several of those runs.
Well, Belvidere, of course, Bolingbrook's had the ball a lot more than Belvidere. Both teams with long drives that Bolingbrook had a couple stall out on downs. Again, as we've been saying all championship series long, the time of possession is just there to fill up some space. It really doesn't have a lot of meaning. But you talk about the need for a passing game, and I brought this up during a break, Jack, that here's a team that, in Bolingbrook's case, is known to just run. How long can they get away with this? Or is Phil Acton telling them now, we've got to open things up a little bit more? We don't throw for 20 yards, but we may throw for 5 or 6 just to get the pressure off?
Well, you know, for 13 games it's worked, and it's not a situation where he wouldn't want to do it. It's just that he's never, I don't want to say he hasn't had the need to do it because they've been in a lot of close ball games, but they just have great confidence in their running game, and when you have two great athletes like Corey Day and Greg Williams, you're going to stick with what brought you here. They're fine. I mean, it's 7-0. They have to make a few adjustments. Belvidere's doing a great job of playing defense, and the key to that defense is backside people are staying home. They're not over pursuing when the play goes one direction because they know that that's part of the concept of Bolingbrook's offense is to come back on a bootleg, and so they've done a great job with the defense so far.
Laverne Pottinger has been here before. He coached the runner-ups in 1989 to Peoria Richwoods, a 3-point loss in overtime. He would love that first championship. Of course, Phil Acton has never been here before, another veteran coach. He's got a team with a lot of headlines behind it, and certainly he wants to take that trophy back to Bolingbrook as well. We've got lots more action to come. We will take a break and be back with the kickoff for the start of the third quarter right after these messages.
Named Bo Schembechler. Bo Schembechler, Mike Dickett. Which one gave Jim Harbaugh a greater football education?
Well, before I answer that question, I got to tell you, Don Klosterman, the guy you probably are familiar with in football, he told me that I should be canonized for sainthood for having to play for Bo and Dick in one lifetime. So, but to answer your question, I take a lot from both of them. I mean, their styles, they're very motivational. The way they get into a game, the competitiveness. I think both are tremendous competitors, and that rubbed off on me, quite a bit. So they're both, kind of got that living legend type of aura about them.
Hi, I'm Regis Philbin. I'm out of control, and you're watching Sports Channel.
Before the second half gets underway, let's go down to Joe Passion. He's got Bolingbrook coach Phil Acton with him. Joe.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Coach, you look at a first half that, unusual to Bolingbrook's offense, didn't get on the board.
Very unusual, Joe. We felt like we were 2 steps and 2 penalties away from possibly 17 points. The one with Greg, he kind of stumbled when he cut back in on that big play early in the game, and they caught him. And then Corey had the play and tried to make a little move, and they caught him. Both of them, I think, in the past, we would have figured were touchdowns. And then the penalty down here at the end, when we were driving, we thought we'd get in field goal range. They had a 5 and a 15-yarder, and those 3 things have hurt us. We feel like we should have been on the board, but we're playing a very good football team.
The 2 starting cornerbacks, Gray and Smith, are out. Gray with the knee, Smith with the shoulder. How's that going to affect how your defense plays out here?
Well, we're fortunate in the fact that we have some other good people that we can put in. They're not as experienced as Mike Gray and Tony Smith, but they did a great job during the second half when they were there, and we feel that we're all right, we're sound.
It also takes away from your receivers, both of them being that. Will we see more of Simpson and possibly Durkin at quarterback?
Well, we said all year long we can throw the ball, and Clark is an excellent passer. And yes, we probably will mix him in and out during the second half. We feel like this half, though, we got to come back and play our kind of football and get physical.
All right, Coach, go get him. Have a great second half. Phil Acton, and as Bolingbrook Raiders trailing here at the half, 7-0 to Belvidere's Buccaneers. By the way, and I know Mike and Matt caught this because they love high school bands. Both these teams whose mascots look like pirates, both their school songs are the same song as the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to miss, Joe. They only play it about every 15 seconds. Okay. Thanks a lot. Meanwhile, Greg Williams, and you talk about anticipation, you almost hear the theme music from Jaws waiting for something to happen, because Greg Williams, such an incredible athlete, and he's been doing this all year. We thought it was going to happen early, and Phil Acton referred to this. The drop back, the bootleg, and bang, 43 yards, and everybody thought he was going to be gone for the TD right here, Jack.
Well, you know, Phil should know. He's been coaching him for 3 years. He's got that great speed, and he tried to cut back, and he just stumbles a little bit, and great angles of pursuit by the Belvidere Bucks, and they catch Greg Williams. Doesn't happen too often, if at all, during the regular season, but as Phil did mention, they've only been a couple steps away from busting a couple big plays, so they're not panicking right now at all.
All right, Danny Durkin will kick off from the south end of the field going to the north. Aaron Latino right there in the middle. On either side of him will be Shad Pease, number 44, Jason Walker, number 27. Walker at the top, or will be at the top of your picture. Second half gets underway. This will go to Latino at the 8.
Got a flag.
Flags fly as Latino gets to the 20. Brought down by Marcus Smith, number 20, along with Eric Garrett, a couple of defensive backs. Sam Daniels, the official, the referee, will have a say here. It'll be a clip, and it'll go against Belvidere.
Now, that's the kind of break that Bolingbrook needs as far as putting Belvidere down in a hole, and if they can stop him here and get good field position at midfield, if they force him to punt, they'll be in good shape. But, you know, Belvidere's first drive for a touchdown was 70-odd yards, and so they're capable of the long drive controlling the clock.
Vern Pottinger, coach of Belvidere. He's been there for 17 years. Made the playoffs several times. We told you came close. Losing to Richwoods in 1989. Defeated in the semifinals by Joliet Catholic back in 87. Now he's leading 7-0.
Flipping back. Go first down.
First down will take the ball back to the 9. And Bolingbrook will go to work from there. Jeff Gardner, the quarterback. Martinez and Latino and Pease in the backfield. And this is Magoo Martinez. Going over the right side, Pokey Spiller and Sam Lowe bring him down. Talk about the job that Belvidere is doing on Greg Williams and Corey Day. Magoo Martinez has been held pretty well in check by the Bolingbrook defense.
Be interesting to see the adjustments that Vern Pottinger made at halftime.
The throw, Gardner, intended for McClellan, and it is broken up by Darian Benton, number 86, who came in to replace Tony Smith at cornerback. There's Matt McClellan. He's playing on a bad ankle. Caught 15 balls for 6 touchdowns this year.
Well, they might be wanting to go to the two new defensive backs or cornerbacks that Bolingbrook has out there. Of course, the first 2 starters being injured in the first half.
Got Jason Walker is in there as one of the wishbone backs, number 27. Gardner pitches to Walker.
Great job defensively.
And snowed under by Augustus. The ball is free. It is ruled down. No fumble. Kenny Augustus in there to be the first of several Bolingbrook players to make the stop. And Darian Benton along with him. There is a good look at Benton.
They really did a nice job. As I mentioned earlier, with the 2 injuries to those corners, a lot of people think, well, that's going to really hurt your pass defense, but more so when you're playing against an option team. They've got to come up and carry out the assignments of taking those people, and you can see right here they did.
Andy Curley will kick into that 15-mile-an-hour wind. Day and Williams are on the Belvidere 30, and they're the deep men. Good snap to Curley. Ball carries to the 30. Day has problems picking it up. And Corey Day makes something out of nothing as he crosses the 25-yard line. Excellent field position for Bolingbrook. If Belvidere's defense has been good so far, it's got to be better now.
Well, after he got the ball, he certainly knows what to do with it. The problem was getting the ball, but punting into a very tough, swirling wind.
27-yard punt, 9-yard return, and Bolingbrook has got its best field position of the afternoon. 10:23 to go, third quarter. I'm Mike Liederman along with Jack McInerney, Joe Passion on the sideline, Bobby Albrecht, our Sports Channel crew. Hope you're enjoying this one, the 5A championship. Greg Williams behind the center takes the snap, and this is Corey Day. Day to the 20. Gain of 3. Todd Lay, defensive tackle on the left side, making the stop. Corey Day, nearly 1,800 yards rushing so far this season, better than 7 yards a crack, 20 touchdowns.
Right here you can see it's a trap. He cuts back inside, and he's only a step or two away from breaking it.
Benton to the left, Augustus in the slot to the right. Day losing the ball. And swarmed under, but maintaining possession. Lou Martinez, Rob Anderson in there quickly to bring up a 3rd and long.
I think Corey took his eye off the ball to look real quickly to see where he was running, and had presence of mind to be able to recover it. Had a lot of people out there, and you could see the Belvidere people stretching that play out.
Call it 3rd and 10. Williams behind center. Williams gets across the 20, but swarmed over and swarmed under by number 21, Eric Nelson. And once again, the omnipresent Ron Barr, the linebacker number 51. And again, it's 4th down. A couple of situations like this, Bolingbrook has not been able to convert. This is actually the shortest 4th down they'll have to deal with, and it's 5 yards for a first.
Well, in the normal circumstances, it's not that Phil Atkin doesn't think that Durkin can't kick a field goal here. He wants to get 6.
Darrell Lynn-Smith to the left. Quarterback draw. Williams did not make it. And once again, the Bucs defense has had the answers. What a lift this has got to be to Belvidere as Greg Williams and the Bolingbrook Raiders are stopped again.
Well, that's, Bolingbrook's answer to the pass, and certainly in a situation like this where Phil didn't want to really give up possession and obviously keep it in the hands of his best football player, which is Greg Williams, run the quarterback draw.
So Belvidere takes over on downs again, and this is Gardner. Met quickly by Marcus Smith as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Gardner from his own 17 gains 2 or 3 to the 20.
You can see right there the fake to the fullback, and he turns up underneath, but there's Marcus Smith coming up to make a nice hit.
Shad Pease goes to the left wing. Martinez. And the ball goes for a short gain, if that, to Latino. And Latino right about the line of scrimmage is belted in there by Dennis Mann and Kenny Augustus. Hello.
You can see the flow. The Bolingbrook Raiders just sliding down the line of scrimmage, stretching the play out.
Third and 7 for Bolingbrook. Quick hit. And once again, it goes to the tight end, Chuck Leonard. Marcus Smith makes the stop, but not before another first down for Belvidere. And again, here is a team that has the balance it needs. It's a run-oriented team, but they'll throw that quick little pop.
Nice play by Gardner. He read it and came back to the weak side where the linebacker had vacated.
First and 10, and another quick hit. It goes to Latino. And Latino goes to the 36-yard line.
Just again a little counter that he made that big run on earlier in the first half. Misdirection.
Not much there. Magoo Martinez, maybe a yard or two. Only needed 3 for the first, but he looks to be about a yard short.
Two things happen with that play to the fullback. Keeps the linebackers in tight, and/or on a quick hitter like that, it's the best play in football is the simple dive, and he pops it. He's gone. So it serves two purposes.
Well, got enough for the first down. I'm sorry, Jack. He did get enough for the first, and ball's on the 40 now. Again, first down. And again, the quick hit. And short yardage for Aaron Latino.
Brett Spiller again, the leading tackler for Bolingbrook, coming up to make that play.
You know, you look at the reputation of Bolingbrook as a spectacular team. Belvidere looks extremely workmanlike, and right now, the workmanlike seems to be working a lot better.
Well, Belvidere just controls the ball, nothing spectacular, and still the opposite of Bolingbrook.
Still just a 7-0 ball game. Belvidere with the lead and the ball. Second down 10. Magoo Martinez got a hole. And Martinez will be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Benton and Gerard Hardy on the tackle.
You can see right here Hardy coming over to make the tackle after he bounces off the guard. But you're right, Mike. They're just controlling the clock and controlling the football. Bolingbrook's a big play team, and Belvidere's a grind it out till they pop one on a mistake or error on the option.
Ball's loose on the snap
as we speak.
And let's see who's underneath.
I think Gardner got it back on that.
Not a clean exchange at all, but the referee, Sam Daniels, marks it for Belvidere. And the Bucks will have to punt it away. Andy Curley now will kick again to Day and Williams.
This is a very important part of Bolingbrook's offense because it really is an opportunity for those two great backs to be in the open field catching punts. And he didn't want to, he shanks
off the side of his foot, out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Bolingbrook.
That's intimidation, Mike. They don't want to kick it to Day or Williams because they know how great they are in the open field. And he's trying to do something he hasn't done all year, and he tries to kick it out of bounds, and he shanks it.
A 10-yard punt out of bounds. So Bolingbrook again with good field position. And there is our there's our Sports Channel ace pirate, Marty Music. You never know which team he's rooting for, which of course is the way it's supposed to be. First and 10 from their own 42. Bolingbrook trailing 7-0, 4:30 left to go here, third quarter. Corey Day again found a short seam to the 47, where Mr. Cox greeted him.
Corey Day has got a slight limp to his manner or gait today.
Five-yard gain. On second down, this is Day again. And again met by Curley and Barr. Bring up a 3rd and 3.
There's a shot at Corey Day. He's just looking for daylight. He's got a lot of black jerseys out in front of him, but again, Belvidere does a nice job of containing him.
Another Bolingbrook player is down. I believe that is the right guard, Jim Choi, 5'10", 195-pound senior, number 66. That is Jim Choi. They're attending to him. Again, both cornerbacks for Bolingbrook have been knocked out of the game. 4:07 to go. We'll update you on the situation when we come back. 7-0, Belvidere.
And he's a veteran. That's a big loss for the offensive line, coached by Joe Murnick. Troy's been in there, I think, since his sophomore year, but he's been a starter certainly the last 2 years.
Power I formation. And Greg Williams to the 45. But he will be about 7 yards short the first down, and that'll bring in, once again, Clark Simpson, the sophomore quarterback.
Just a quarterback keeper. And again, they're stretching him out. Wherever Greg Williams goes about 4 Belvidere Bucks.
That was Eric Nelson on the stop, too. 3rd and 8. Williams on the left. Simpson. Ball is tipped in the air, and it falls incomplete. Looks like Ron Barr got a big mitt on that one as it left Simpson's hand. And it'll bring up 4th down. And Bolingbrook stopped again.
Right there, nice job by Thomas picking up the linebacker. And you can see right there that linebacker still gets a hand on it. Deflects the ball. There's Williams. Never gets to him. Gets deflected by that linebacker.
So Durkin will punt to McClellan. And Latino, and he gets one headed for the corner. And it bounces out of bounds at the 12-yard line of Belvidere. 2:26 left to go, a 33-yard punt. And the Bucks will go back to work.
Again, Belvidere's got a long way to go, but they've managed to stay out of trouble by controlling the ball and the clock. Again, Gardner carrying on the option.
The quarterback on the keeper. Gain of 3. Pease again goes out on the wing. Latino and Martinez in the backfield. This is Magoo. And Magoo Martinez, his biggest run of the day, takes the ball out to the 45-yard line. Darian Benton and Greg Williams bring him down. 29 yards for Magoo Martinez.
Well, he's the workhorse, as we had mentioned right here. They just veer block it, bringing the tackle down on the linebacker. 266 carries, 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns this year. He is the workhorse for Belvidere, and he shows you why. He's carried the ball 266 times.
Out to the 44, a minute 51 to go here. In the third quarter, the score is still 7-0. Aaron Latino, a first quarter touchdown. That has been it. And this is Latino with the ball, and again gets an opening into the secondary to midfield. Gerard Hardy. Brett Spiller, bring him down. Good look at Latino along with Aaron Pease. Shad Pease, sorry. And the full wishbone on 2nd and 4. Now once again it's Martinez. Close to a first down. Let's go down to Joe Passion.
Well, down here on the sidelines, we're looking at Jim Choi, the starting right guard for the Bolingbrook Raiders, who's been hindered by a bad ankle all season long, and that left ankle, he re-injured it on that last series of down. They're going to retape it. He wants to get back into the ball game, but it's doubtful at this time. He's in a lot of pain.
Magoo Martinez on 3rd and 2, stopped in the backfield. Aaron Van Tilburg, Johnny Wright, and Pookie Spiller in there. Big stop for Bolingbrook here.
Big splits there. You can see everybody came into those wide gaps. And when Joe spoke with Vern Pottinger at halftime, he talked about the adjustments that they had to make, because that was exactly how Bolingbrook, near the end of the first half, was stopping Martinez. And they've done it again.
Curley will kick. Once again today, and Williams. Last one was off the side of his foot. This one not much better. And again, it takes a Bolingbrook bounce to the 38, where it is down by Martinez. And with 9 seconds to go after an 11-yard punt, Bolingbrook will have one more play with the wind.
Well, you know, it's interesting. At this point, Bolingbrook has to be frustrated. They're not used to this. They're a very wide open offense from the standpoint wide open as far as scoring a lot of points and big plays. And right now they're frustrated because this This has rarely happened to them all year, but they're an awful good football team and well coached.
They've never scored in single digits, much less been shut out all season long. That's the end of the third quarter with the score here at Normal. In the 5A championship, Belvidere holds on to that lead, 7-0 over the Bolingbrook Raiders. We'll be back.
Sachs going back. They're looking to play by Sachs. Yes. Holy mac, what a catch.
Stevie just sticks that glove up over the other side of his head. My goodness, that was some kind of play.
Fastball hit hard into left field. Sachs broke in, now goes back. And he makes the catch. Yes, what a play by Steve Sachs.
Saxy, look at this. And now he flips out of his glove and he just cradles it into his body. That's a tough play right there because Dorrance smoked that ball directly over his head. Saxy, look at this. Oh, wow.
Never hit the ground.
Never did.
What a play by Sachs.
The Sports Channel Report, every night at 10.
First and 10 for Bolingbrook. They trail 7-0. Start of the fourth quarter. Mike Liederman along with Jack McInerney. Joe Passion on the sidelines. This is Greg Williams on the keeper. Gets 3 before Adam McClenthan, the cousin of Matt McClenthan, and defensive end, makes the stop.
You can see right there, he's reading right there. They blocked down, a tackle squeezed down on him, and Williams tried to get up inside, but they're doing a great job on Greg Williams. Hate to be redundant, but they're certainly doing it.
The defense of Belvidere can only be described in one word. Excellent. Excellent. And they've shut down more than one person here. And there goes Williams again, and again he's caught after a short gain to the 43. Todd Lay this time on the tackle.
It's a good shot of Coach Phil Acton from Bolingbrook.
Well, Bolingbrook has always been known as what, Jack? Tailback high. They've had some outstanding runners.
Well, that last tailback last year, Farmer is this year playing at Notre Dame, so that kind of gives you an idea. Tailback from 2 years ago, Ernie Crank, or 4 years ago, was at Iowa. Day's, Corey's other brother's at Wyoming.
The difference this year, says Phil Acton, the offensive line has really matured. Here is Corey Day trying to sweep left, and he is caught in the backfield again by Ron Barr. What a game Ron Barr has played.
They're really doing a great job right here. You can see fast, just flowing right down the line of scrimmage, stretching everything out, coming in behind the guard and the tackle there to make the play. They've done a great job up front, Belvidere has.
What a chess match this game has been.
It really has been, but you know, you mentioned that the offensive line coming, that's a great effort by Joe Mernick, the offensive line coach for Bolingbrook.
Durkin, a good punt to Latino with his 29. Aaron Latino makes some yardage, about 6. Marcus Smith bringing him down there at the 35. 29-yard punt. And Bolingbrook with just under 10 minutes on the clock, trying to pad that 7-0 lead. There's a good look at Danny Durkin. His foot could well be an issue here. Gardner. And the first option is the quarterback, and Gardner gets a yard. I just love the decision-making process these young wishbone quarterbacks have to make. They have to read everything at the line, decide whether to keep the ball, whom to hand off to. There's the coaching signaling the no-huddle offense.
Well, you know where that all starts? At practice, Mike. They do it day in, day out, hour after hour at practice.
McClenthan splits to the right. Gardner sacked in the backfield. Ball is loose. It is ruled to be an incomplete pass. The official ruled that the arm of Jeff Gardner, was going forward.
You see right here, they're just a little play-action fake, and he gets drilled from behind. That was a good play by Gardner, whether he wanted to do that or not. But
Augustus in there. Watch number 99. Whoa!
Big hit by Kenny Augustus, 6'2", 230-pounder.
The Bolingbrook crowd cheering, and the fans being urged on by their team on 3rd and 9 to make a lot of noise. Belvidere trying to get its signals in. Gardner, the short drop, looking for McClinton again. Double covered and overshoots him.
Bolingbrook will get the ball back, and they'll have Corey Day and Greg Williams back there.
And they have been getting closer and closer to Andy Curley's punts.
Again, play action pass, but he just kind of throws a limp duck out there. Now Bolingbrook has a chance to get the football back, and that's what they want.
Curley's last 2 punts have netted a total of 21 yards. Now he's got the wind at his back. Low snap. This will go to Williams at his 32.
Don't go back. Don't go back.
They try the fake.
Oh, he's got a wall. He could be. Oh, we got a flag, though. We got a flag. He's going to go all the way, but we got a clip.
Greg Williams all the way for the touchdown, but the flag is back at the 38-yard line. This will come back. The 33-yard punt, 68-yard return, but hold that confetti on the Bolingbrook side. Take a look at what's laying on the ground at the 38-yard line, and there it is. A dangerous, dangerous play by Greg Williams seemed to have paid off, but that can only mean one thing, and that is a clip on the return.
Well, you know, he went a long way to get back over to this wall, and I didn't think he was going to get back over here, but he certainly did. But this is... Let's take a look at it. Watch 52. Yep, there it is. There it is. There's your clip right there. That's where the flag goes down. You can see the wall right here set up on the hash mark. And great camera work right here.
Yeah, and Ernie Salazar, defensive end, will push in the back there.
But you can see the wall set up right here on the hash mark, and once he got to that,
but Andy Pollock, number 52, was right primed to make the tackle, and that little push.
Well, it's just that
but
Salazar's trying to hustle to help him get to the wall. It's just kind of a... looked like he tried to hold off, but not enough to keep that flag in the pocket of the official.
On their own 24.
You know, it's amazing that he even got back to the wall. He gets tripped up there, and there's the apparent clip.
He gives up about 15 yards.
And another, see, that actually is another blocking below the waist that could have been called there too. So
from the 24, here is Day. Day gets across the 25, and Kyle Cox meets him again, along with Eric Nelson.
Well, Corey Day hasn't found any daylight at all today.
Well, it took you till 8:35 in the quarter to
come up with one of those. Daylight today. I didn't sit up all night in my room for nothing.
You didn't say that the buck stopped him here, though.
No, you did. I thought that was too obvious.
Okay. Situation again, the reset, 7-0 Belvidere over Bolingbrook. Bolingbrook's Raiders with the ball. Clock is ticking with 8:15 to go. 2nd and 8 for the Raiders. Greg Williams. Flag flies.
Too much time, 5 yards. And again, here at Illinois State, we have the 25-second clock in both end zones, so the quarterbacks can see it, and there's a shot of it. But keep in mind, they're not used to looking for that during their previous 13 games, so they might not even be looking at that.
Well, after what was thought to be a touchdown punt return by Greg Williams, called back by a clip, the Raiders are marching backwards here. 2nd and 13. Reverse this time. It comes up to Victor Enriquez. Enriquez, a junior wide receiver, a little scat back in there, and he makes a couple of yards. Bring up a 3rd down. Uhlberg making the stop quickly to Joe Passion.
I was talking to Corey Day when the defense was on the field, and Corey's got a bit of a twisted ankle, very disappointed in his offense not being able to work well on this AstroTurf, but also admit that the Belvidere defense is forcing the Bolingbrook offense inside and not letting their speed get outside. Back to you guys.
All right, Joe, good point. Simpson is in at 3rd and 9. Here's the give to Corey Day. Day
First down.
with first down yardage. Lou Martinez and Kyle Cox making the play, and Corey Day again may have held back a bit, but he has more than enough here on the draw.
Again, the unusual draw that they run at Bolingbrook, with the key being the fact that the linemen are told don't overreact until the quarterback gets past the back, because the draw. They do it very unusually but very successfully.
First down out to the 39. Simpson remains as the quarterback, the sophomore, in the spread formation. Williams, the wide receiver, to the right. He's got it. About 2 yards short of a first down, covered over there by Andy Curley. Well, this game's momentum has been very subtle. It has shifted. Now maybe Bolingbrook is gaining the advantage here.
Well, they're out of their element somewhat, though, having Clark Simpson at quarterback, because that's not their norm. He's getting the job done, but obviously Phil feels as if he needs to open up the Belvidere defense here.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Again, Williams to the right. To the left is Enriquez, and this time it's intended for Enriquez. And the catch is ruled no catch. Check it, ruled incomplete. Nice try by Enriquez, and the junior short hopped that one.
See, Clark Simpson right now, 5'10", 150-pound sophomore, just kind of short arms it in there. Again, we have Williams out at the wideout.
What a spot for a sophomore. 3rd and 2, quarterbacking in the state championship. And here's a give to the fullback, and he is piled up short. Paul Thomas stopped by Ron Barr again.
A yard short.
Got an MVP on defense. I don't think there's a question. Unless you want to give it to Barr and Cox.
Big play here for Bolingbrook.
With 4th and 1 on the 48, is there a doubt? Simpson comes out.
It's Phil Acton's son right there. He has 2 sons that played for him, Gordy and Yale.
They go to the power I. Corey Day, the tailback. Oh, fumbled exchange. Ball is loose. Covered up by Lou Martinez, and a big, big break for Belvidere. What a critical error for Bolingbrook, and it happened on the exchange.
Yeah, that's tough.
There's Lou Martinez. What a play he made.
Belvidere, you can't say enough about their defense. They have been absolutely outstanding.
Greg Williams now shifts over to defense.
Right
Still
there.
5:35 to go.
Just a breakdown fundamentally.
And you have to give credit on the hit. Adam McClellan coming in and keeping that ball away for Belvidere.
See, it's just a snap problem between the quarterback and the center, and the most fundamental play in football, but that happens in high school football.
Gain of 2 on the first down. 2nd and 8 here for Belvidere on the 35. And the give to Shad Pease, and Pease gets inside the 35-yard line. Marcus Smith, Gerard Hardy.
You know, interesting, Mike, that Shad Pease was the least used of the 3 backs for Belvidere during the season, having had 71 carries for 370 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he's done a pretty nice job here today.
Time starting to become a factor, and we get a substitution once again.
See, they can do this because they don't have to huddle up. So he's signaling the play. They might end up taking a timeout here.
Well, they brought Jason Walker in. The play clock down to 10 and ticking. 3rd and 4. 5 seconds and they get it off. And Jeff Gardner will be short of a first down. Gerard Hardy and Marcus Smith stop him at the 31. Well, maybe about the 29. So we'll call it 4th and 2. Clock now going under 4 minutes, becoming a factor here. You saw Laverne Pottinger signaling. Play clock down to 10. Gardner has got it and more. Jeff Gardner brought down by Marcus Smith, but a big play inside the 20 for Belvidere.
And that clock is ticking down.
Jeff Gardner, 5'7", only 160 pounds. Watch him here.
He's reading it all the way, and he's got the lead back coming inside there to block for him.
Good play by Jason Walker on the stand-up block. And it's first down Belvidere on the 18-yard line of Bolingbrook. 3:20 to go, fourth quarter. Belvidere leading 7-0. Magoo Martinez, and Martinez gets about 4.
Martinez is very popular with the Belvidere crowd, isn't he? Sounds like they're booing him, but
they're saying
just
Goo. They're saying Magoo.
Their code word to inspire him.
Now we're going to get a timeout here. 2:59 to go. Belvidere a 7-0 lead. They are on the march again. We'll be back. Long.
I'm going to have some problems when I get home, Mike. My daughter's Joe Murnick, who's the offensive line coach. His wife teaches physical education to my daughters, Kara and Megan, and they love her. And they're going to be very upset that Bolingbrook is not doing too well here.
All right.
Beloved PE teacher.
3rd and 4. Gardner right close to the goal line. And Bolingbrook will have to take its last time out here. It'll be a 4th down, less than a yard. With 43 seconds to go. Well, either way, you've got to say Belvidere is in control here. Even if Bolingbrook does get the ball without a touchdown, they've got to go 99 yards in half a minute.
Well, it's been a frustrating day for Phil Acton and the Bolingbrook Raiders, especially for Greg Williams and Corey Day. They've been shut out not only in the scoreboard, but as far as being able to move the ball. Belvidere's done a great job. Had a great defensive game plan for him, but you know, you can't diminish the fact that we've got 2 great high school football teams here, and it's been an outstanding, well-played football game. That's a good shot right there of Bob Cora, the defensive coordinator for Bolingbrook.
The only touchdown in the first quarter, a 7-yard run by Aaron Latino of Belvidere. Now, with the ball inside the 1, 4th down and goal for Belvidere. Sneak.
No.
And
no.
Gardner driven back. So Bolingbrook will have one last shot. No timeouts left. Gardner does not get it.
99 yards and 36 seconds.
With the clock moving. Now it stops. Here it is. He just stacks it right up.
Bolingbrook has no timeouts left.
Aaron Van Tilburg in there. You see another view. So now Bolingbrook has 29 ticks to go 99 yards.
Well, all it takes is one run by one of either Greg Williams or Corey Day, and they can certainly do it, but what will be the play that could spring them?
Well, they've got the sophomore Clark Simpson at quarterback. They're going to work from the spread from their own end zone. Williams will split out to the right.
Day is to the left.
Day splits out to the left. Paul Thomas, the fullback.
I'm really surprised, Mike. They have single coverage on both of those guys.
Simpson looking, complete to Enriquez. But again, he will not get out of bounds. The ball in the middle of the field just across the 20 with 21 seconds to go. Yule Berg makes the stop. The clock stops for the chains to be moved. It will start again as soon as the ball is marked for play. Williams is covered by Lou Martinez. Clock starts again. Simpson being pursued, and down he goes. Adam McClinton with the biggest sack, and this will do it. 5 seconds. They're trying to get one more play away, but they will not do it. Belvidere has won it. The Class 5A championship. The Bucks have beaten the Raiders in what has to be considered an upset. What a happy bunch of Buccaneers.
You need those?
And you can see the dejection on the face of Greg Williams.
Well-played football game, though, Mike.
Absolutely, absolutely. A couple of critical mistakes by Bolingbrook, yet brilliant execution defensively by Belvidere. They had the answer for everything Bolingbrook threw or ran. And Vern Pottinger,
well, you know,
has his first championship after 17 years on the job.
It's a game plan with an explosive offense like Bolingbrook had. The game plan is you have to play great, not good, great defense, and then control the ball and the clock to keep that offense off the field. And Belvidere did exactly that throughout the entire ball game.
Well, the only touchdown came in the first quarter. It stood up all the way through. There's a look at Greg Williams. He certainly has a future as a collegiate player, as do several athletes on both teams, but taking nothing away from that young man there, this team here, this is a team game, and this was a team effort par excellence. Let's go back to the first quarter with the only touchdown of the game.
There it was. The fullback had been doing the job all the way, and then they faked to the fullback, which draws the linebackers down, and then Aaron Latino with the touchdown run off the belly series.
Aaron Latino, his 15th touchdown of the year, and that, of course, his biggest. And there he is, shaking hands with Johnny Wright of Bolingbrook. Both teams shake hands. You get to see some of the great haircuts that the kids have today. I guess I'm showing my age. But what an effort.
Well-played football game. Fundamentally, both teams very sound, great execution.
Both teams coming in undefeated, and Belvidere leaves that way 14-0. We'll take a break, and we'll be back to Illinois State University in just 1 minute. On this day, my fellow Americans. Turns out that the 5A championship goes up north. Belvidere's Bucks over the Raiders of Bolingbrook, 7 to Bolingbrook. There we go, 7-0. There is Greg Williams, outstanding high school football player, but that's little consolation to him right now. What a game, Jack.
Yeah, he's a great athlete, and we had a heck of a football game. We didn't get the scoring that we anticipated, but that certainly is a credit to Belvidere, and you've got to figure that Belvidere felt as if it's a high-scoring game, they're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Phil Acton and his Raiders of Bolingbrook receiving their medals and the second-place trophy.
Now, the second-place trophy will be presented to the Raiders of Bolingbrook High School, who finished the season with a final record of 13 wins and 1 loss.
Well, there it is. Meanwhile, Greg Williams thought he had a tying touchdown in the fourth quarter. Well, he will take off backwards and head up 68 yards, but watch.
He's been their marquee player all year, and there's the play right there. They'll remember for years to come in Bolingbrook. He makes the big play down the sideline for an apparent touchdown. There's another clip, though, that could have been called also. That might have been one of the flags. There was quite a few thrown on that, so there were 2 clips that brought it back. Great effort by Greg Williams, but that was the play that never happened to put the points on the board.
Instead, the ball came back, and Bolingbrook drive died on downs, and Belvidere driving for a touchdown. They had a 4th and goal at the 1, did not get it. Bolingbrook had a couple of shots at scoring in the last 30 seconds, but could not convert. Todd Lane, number 60, being helped off by Rob Shilgen. And he will be part of the award ceremony. Well, you know, however bad it is, it hurts a little bit less right now.
It's great, a great remedy at the top of that stand.
Here are your winners, Coach Vern Pottinger. And again, the score is 7-0. The only touchdown in the first quarter, the touchdown, apparent touchdown run on the punt return called back, and then a critical 4th and 1 fumble off the snap between Williams and his center was recovered by Lou Martinez, and that killed effectively what would be the last drive that the Raiders would have. There is the first place trophy, and it's going up to Belvidere.
Well, certainly is a well-deserved reward for an outstanding game played by Belvidere. Great game plan by Vern Pottinger and his staff.
Vern Pottinger has come close. Finished second to Peoria Richwoods a couple of years ago. Made the semifinals in 1987, a couple of years before that, but this is the big one.
Well, there's not too many people that are able to even get into this ball game, more or less carry away the state championship trophy, so it's a great credit to them, and it's a tribute to Bolingbrook High School that they finished their season 13-1, a great season, memorable season for both teams.
And the sun has come out, and skies are blue, especially in Belvidere right now. They're the Happy Bucks. Players and coaches will be back with an interview with head coach Vern Pottinger when we come back.
When it comes to automobiles, there's only one.
7-0 the score, the final score. Belvidere defeating the Raiders of Bolingbrook, the 5A championship. The defense of Belvidere really being the difference. They shut out 3 of their last 4 playoff opponents. And, of course, the big one right here today on a field that, well, can only be described as beautiful right now if you happen to be a Bucks fan. Let's go down on the field to Joe Passion.
All right, thanks very much, Mike. And, of course, a very elated Coach Vern. You've got to be feeling awfully good about this. And I thought the AstroTurf really helped your ball club more so than it did Bolingbrook, and a lot of people thought it'd be the other way around.
Well, it really helped our defense because we were able to keep our feet under us and didn't have to worry about reacting. You know, on defense, it's reaction, and we were able to react today. If it had been real slippery, we might have had problems doing that.
Certainly, your defense did something no other team has really been able to do against Bolingbrook all year, although De La Salle did somewhat in the semifinals, and that was shut down the running of Williams and Day. Tell us the secret besides just aggressive defense and very physical play out there.
Yeah, that's really the key, is that we really played physical and came across hard in the line of scrimmage. Our linebackers flowed, and our D-backs really got into the runs also. They weren't, you know, they don't throw the ball real well, so we didn't have to worry a lot about that. And we just got quick reads from our D-backs and came up and helped on the run.
It seemed as though one thing the D-backs and the linebackers both did is they kept Williams, number 9, and Corey Day, number 22, out of your secondary and never really let them get a chance to get unleashed.
And that was the important thing. We talked about that all week. You know, if they got by us in the secondary, we probably wouldn't catch them, although we did one time. We didn't. He just couldn't pull away, but we were able to keep him out of that secondary just about all the time.
Offensively, your ball club did a great job keeping it on the ground and mixing up a few passes here and there. Time of possession and ball control was a big plus for your offense. All you needed was that one touchdown by Latino.
We counted on that, and we used that all year. Our defense played a lot better this year than we have the past few, and so our offense, our whole philosophy was let's get first down, see how many we can get, and then get good field position and turn it over and let the defense play.
A lot of people over the years have probably wondered just where the heck is Belvidere, and you know, everyone keeps having to say it's just outside of Rockford. I think now Belvidere will very well be known where it's on the map based on how they played here today.
Well, I thank you very much, and it's really a great pleasure to work with the kids and the community in general, as you can see from the fans that we have here.
Your overall feelings about winning this? You've been here before. You had a second place once, at least for Belvidere. You've been in the semis yourself before. Getting here, the whole environment, and having to take away that first place trophy's got to feel awfully great.
Yeah, it really does, and I'll tell you, the first time it's really tough to win it because you just don't know how to react to the ball game. The second time here, we were really focused. We got the whole same coaching staff, and the guys really knew how to prepare the players and what to look for, and the time element and warming up and so on. So the second time is a lot better than the first.
All right, Vern, congratulations. Look forward to seeing more Belvidere teams down here in the future.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Vern Pottinger, a championship coach today for Belvidere in their 7-0 win over Bolingbrook. Back upstairs to Mike and Matt.
Thank you very much, Joe, and congratulations to the Belvidere Bucks and Coach Laverne Pottinger. After 21 years of coaching, he's got himself a state championship. Jack, before we go, let's just go to a key play. We talked about the called back touchdown run on the clip. For Bolingbrook, they started a drive on their own 24 after that penalty. 4th and 1 here, and this could be the ball game. Certainly was the ball game on the Bolingbrook 48. The exchange, and it was all over for the Raiders.
What an interesting way to end up losing a ball game on the very basic play of football, the center quarterback exchange. It's really a shame, but there it is. That's high school football for you.
Lou Martinez makes the recovery, and from then on, Belvidere held on, drove down to the 1, didn't get the touchdown, but that was truly academic, as Bolingbrook could not launch a drive that would cover 99 yards in 29 seconds. I dare say even John Elway or Joe Montana would have had trouble with that. Again, some final thoughts. The chess match goes to Belvidere. An outstanding football in terms, outstanding played football game.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I think it was very frustrating for Bolingbrook. They've been averaging over 30 points a game. They never had a chance. They had 2 chances on 2 long runs. They were caught from behind. It was frustrating when you score 30 points and you're not able to score any in the state championship game. They're a great football team. Very well coached, but Belvidere really did the job today. They played great defense against a very talented Bolingbrook team, and that's state high school football for you.
All right, Jack, as usual, it's been great working with you during these championships. No matter what the season, we always have a good time here. We hope you enjoyed that. Coming up, the 6A championship game, and down on the field, ready to go, Tom Stocker and Bill Gorley. There you go, fellas. It's all yours.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Good job up there. Here in the final game of the weekend, we will crown our 6A state champion, featuring 2 teams that at the start